Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and I wanted to talk to you about the Apple announcements, the iPhone 6, the Apple Watch, and some other things that were kind of in this little keynote that they gave that maybe some people caught or didn't, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. So this is going to be an opinion video. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about iPhone 6, the watch, and a couple other things. So obviously it was a huge event. Lots of people there. In fact, this was the first place where Apple actually announced the original Mac and the iMac, which basically signified the beginning of Apple, or a really big beginning, and the beginning of Apple again when Steve Jobs came back. This time around, it was very much a Tim Cook show. He's finally definitely the person in charge of Apple, and it seems like he's doing a good job. He's really kind of stepped up his game as far as being in charge of the company, or at least appearing that way, and done a really good job with all of the different things around that, at least as far as it would appear from a PR or media perspective. Obviously, the first big news today was the iPhone 6. Just as many of the leaks had shown, there were two different sizes. If you didn't catch this, there was a 4.7 and a 5.5. For those of you that don't know, the iPhone 5 and 5S is a 4-inch screen. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus is a 4.7 or 5.5, depending on which one you get. Now, those come in different variants. You've still got the same silver or white color. You've got gold, and you've got space gray with the black front. So you've basically got those same configurations in a larger body. The iPhone 6 itself was expected. We saw a lot of leaks, and it's the same design we saw in those leaks. But Apple has a way of presenting it that make it look a lot nicer than you see on all the videos and the prototypes. And those are basically unfinished versions. But they're really beautiful. They come in different configurations. They come in 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte models for the 4.7-inch iPhone 6. The iPhone 6 Plus comes in at 16, 64, and 128 gigabyte models, and also offers that larger display. It also has a little bit different camera in that it has optical image stabilization as well, and a larger battery. So you've got a few different variants now. They didn't get rid of the iPhone 5C or the 5S, and the 5C will actually be free on contract. The 5S is $100 on contract. The 4.7-inch iPhone 6 starts at $200, goes to 2, 3, and 4 on contract, and then the other one is $100 more than that, so $300, $400, and $500, depending on which variant you want. So that was pretty big news, but Apple really quickly went past the iPhone 6, even though we thought that was the main focus. The Apple Watch, what we all thought was called the iWatch, actually came out as the Apple Watch. Now, before they unveiled the Apple Watch, they showed some features of iOS 8, mainly Apple Pay, and I'm hoping this is going to be a way to have NFC payments done right. So basically, you've got a chip inside the iPhone 6 and 6S that allows you to do wireless transactions with NFC or near-field communication. This is nothing new. It's been in Android phones for a long time. And there's Google Wallet, but the way that Apple did it is a little bit different. What you do is you take a picture of your iPhone, or take a picture with your iPhone of your credit card. It scans that information and enters it into your iPhone. Once it's entered into your iPhone, Apple does not store that information. It's stored on a secure chip within the iPhone. Once you go and make a payment, it actually uses many different security algorithms, such as a rolling identification number on the back of the card. It never stays the same. And when you make a payment, say through their example they showed as Target online, you pay. They don't give them the credit card number. They just give them the money, and it's charged to your credit card through your phone. They haven't exactly detailed all the little details, but the way they've done it seems extremely secure. You use your thumbprint to authenticate, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice way to buy things online and buy things in the store for those that are participating. They mentioned a bunch of people such as Macy's and Staples and McDonald's and different companies that will install these NFC card readers, including Disney World by the end of the year. All of that technology for the payments comes out in October, so we'll have to wait to see that. Now, the Apple iWatch that we thought was the iWatch is called the Watch, and it looks like Apple's slightly getting rid of the Apple I name. So now you have Apple Watch, Apple Pay, and maybe we'll see what they do in the future. And this is the first time Apple has ended an event and then said, oh wait, there's one more thing. That used to be used by Steve Jobs a lot, and this is the first time that Tim Cook has ever used that. And it's probably the right time to do that, and definitely now showing that he's in charge of the company and people recognize him as that person that really can do a good job. At first, the Apple Watch, I wasn't so sure what to think. Now, I don't wear anything on my wrist. I don't really like anything on my wrist, so it's going to take some convincing. I've looked at the Moto 360, and that's a really nice device, but I haven't used one every day. I played around with one in a Best Buy. They have some around that you can check out, but other than that, I haven't really used a smartwatch at all. They're not something I really look forward to, but Apple has some pretty interesting things, from display to some technologies on the back, not just a heart sensor, but they have what they call taptic feedback. So not haptic, which is like a little vibration you get on some of these Android phones when you type. It's taptic. So when you tap on it, you can receive feedback from someone else notifying you nearby by sending a tap, and they can feel it. Just depends on how you want to set that up, and we really don't know exactly how all of that works. We'll see more of that in the future. There's some really good videos on what the I was going to call it a phone, what the watch looks like and what it actually does, and I'll leave a link to all of those in the description below. They're definitely worth checking out, and Apple does a great job explaining most of that, probably better than I can, I'm sure. So take a look at that. I wanted to bring all of this up just to kind of see what you think about the iPhone 6. Now, I've been wanting a larger phone for quite some time. I've used the OnePlus One, which is a 5.5-inch display, but it's a little bit tall. And I've used Galaxy Note devices, and I've used all these devices in between. And honestly, the sweet spot is 4.7 inches. So I'm not sure if I'll move to the 5.5 inch or the 4.7. I'll be checking out both, but I'm not sure which one will be my daily driver as far as that goes. Apple did make a lot of different changes with iOS 8, but really the focus was on the watch, not even so much on the phone. So they're definitely making a big push and saying this is Apple's future. So I'm really curious as to how or what you think about that now that all of the hype is kind of gone. Now the phone comes out from today, it's about a week and a half, comes out on the 19th. You can actually reserve it this Friday, but it comes out next Friday or the 19th of September. We can get our hands on the phone, but the watch does not come out until 2015. Apple's not telling us the battery life or the release date. We do know that it starts at $350, and that's about it, and it has interchangeable bands and all those things that are in the video I mentioned earlier. Other than that, though, I'd love to hear what you think about a smartwatch. Do all of you wear watches? None of you wear watches? Are you interested in the fitness portion of the watch? Are you interested in just having a nice watch on your wrist? Or what's your thoughts on that? I'd love to hear what you have to think or have to say about that. A lot of people in the media really like it, but it's hard to say if it's going to be great day to day. So battery life is something they definitely need to nail. They need to get that to better than a day. Now that the iPhones are at least a day, pretty much, unless you're a really heavy user. The watch definitely needs to be more than a day, in my opinion. But I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. It's just really curious about, do you want a bigger iPhone? Are you going to be switching to Android and a smartwatch now? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any other things you want to know about, let me know there as well. I'll be doing some videos on iOS 8 real soon, so be sure to check back for that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.